And Grace, so happy you are here this morning for our Friday morning flow and Samadhi. And I'm going to challenge you a little bit today. We're going to be putting a lot of what we've been practicing over the last 8 weeks together. And I wouldn't have done this to you on the first week or two, but I know that you can do it. And I know that you will be good. And remember, there's lots of modifications to do if you need. And anytime you need to come out of a pose sooner, that's totally okay. Honor your body. And if you ever go into pain, always back off. Yoga is not about going into pain. We like to play our edge. So I like to use the rubber band model. So if we have a rubber band, it can just be loosey and no tension at all. Or we can stretch it out way far and it could snap. Or we could hold it at just a very nice tension that feels right. And only you are going to know that edge that feels right for you. It's kind of like pushing yourself 70%. So you're not going to push yourself 90 or 100 and snap muscles, but you don't want to sit on the couch eating potatoes either, potato chips. Although sometimes that works too. We're in yoga, so there is some effort. We just don't force our bodies and we don't overextend. It's not about that. This isn't a boot camp fitness. But today I am going to challenge you a little bit. I hope you still love me at the end of practice. So let's take this moment now to really feel the earth underneath us. Feel the grounding, that earth supporting our bodies. We're safe. We're supported. We're being held. That earth and gravity working together in cooperation are keeping our bodies safely on this earth, rooted on the planet. Just notice and acknowledge that. And feeling your body 360 degrees around. Just noticing the contact of the earth, your shoulders in space, your head, your arms. Just really acknowledging this physical body that you get to use as a tool for a blink of an eye. Knowing this is not your whole self. This is a temporary vehicle. You are animating through. Your conscious awareness is animating through. You are the permanent, eternal awareness inside and around and through everything. And to dive inward now into Pratyahara, turning off the external world for a moment, withdrawing our awareness from the external distractions and bringing our attention inward to this inner aliveness. You may bring your awareness into the heart, noticing that pulsation of the heart, and also noting that internal vibrational heart that loves, that feels, that power beyond all power. The power within you that can create universes. That power of love within you. Just checking inside the whole being energetically, what's going on. Maybe you feel some energy moving, some tingling. Just noticing without any judgment, without even needing to describe. Feel into it. And taking this moment to dive into the emotional body, feeling fully whatever emotions are there. Don't push anything away. Don't need to engage in anything. Go into the felt sense. Try to stay out of the mental static of interpreting and judging. but you feel just bask in that kaleidoscope of beautiful, deep emotional energy. We're going to begin to breathe. Hopefully you've been breathing, but we're going to breathe into this belly. Nice deep belly breaths. And throughout the practice, we're going to be breathing into this lower abdomen. This is called abdominal breathing or belly breathing. And we like to breathe into the belly. This is the natural way babies breathe when they're first born, when they feel safe, if they've had a safe birth. And then often if there's trauma, they start to breathe up here. And this, when you breathe up here, it actually triggers your nervous system to go into stress response. And it starts to create those stress hormones, which cause a lot of illnesses. So if we can continue to drop the breath down into the belly and have this be our natural way of breathing all throughout the day, then our nervous system is calm, and our body is triggering the health-building hormones like serotonin. And our body is in the relaxation response. The nervous system is in the parasympathetic nervous system. So we want to always be breathing into the belly. We're going to move into some three-part yogic breaths. So we're going to go from the belly first, then the ribs, and then the chest. And then let it all go. And one more from the belly, the ribs, and the chest. And let it all go. And one more into the belly, the ribs, and the chest. And then let it all go. And let's continue breathing into the belly. And we're going to do some circles. It's called pelvic grind. So we're just moving this around the pelvis. And we're going to go slow enough to notice sensation. And if you feel any sensation, it feels good, just massage that. Just rock back and forth and massage it. So practice, we're going to really be focusing on sensation in the body rather than being into the mental realm of the cycle of all the thoughts we have. So if you notice yourself going into thinking and you're starting to plan your day or make your grocery lists, or a conversation you may have with someone, or maybe you go into a little upset about what someone had done yesterday or 2 years ago, then I invite you to just let that go, just label it thinking, and then move back into the felt sense of the body throughout this practice. Because this is your time. Let's go the other direction. This is your time to be with you. So if you're thinking about the grocery list or someone else or work, you're not putting all your attention into your own self, your own emotions, your own sensations. This is your time to focus all your attention on yourself with self-love. So you're focusing it with self-love. So whatever you're feeling or experiencing on that felt sense is just love yourself through it. Honor yourself for being present with yourself. It's your time to love yourself through all this practice and coming back to center. Let's move into cat-cow, sitting down. To move into cow, we're going to arch the back, open the chest. The head's going to lift up a little. And into our cat, we're going to round that back. And we're going to look in towards the thighs and the belly. I like to inhale into the cow. I have nice open lungs for this. And then exhale into cat. I'm kind of closing that lung space down. And find your own rhythm. Noticing the physical, energetic, and emotional sensations in your body. Fully present to yourself. and coming back to center. And I was just feeling as we're moving there to move my neck a little bit. So let's do a couple neck rolls, nice and slowly, bringing that neck around. And again, if you notice any little sensations in the neck, as you slowly come around, allow yourself to massage those spots. So throughout this practice, we're also going to be engaging our bandhas. And if you're new to the class, we have 3 bandhas. We have the Mula Bandha, which is our pelvic floor or Kegels, and we gently lift and engage that. We're not crunching it, but we're gently lifting and engaging. All the bandhas, which is a gentle engagement. The Uddiyana Bandha, we bring the belly up and in a little bit. It's just a gentle engagement. In Uddiyana Bandha, the chin comes in a little and the tongue is on the roof of the mouth. Let's go the other direction with our head. And so we'll be inviting you to engage those. Those are energetic seals or locks. They lock the prana and life force in. So as we go through yoga, we actually build the prana inside our body. We build the life force energy. And if we engage these bandhas, it contains it in. There's no leaking of the energy out. So we like to, as we breathe, we like to hold and engage these bandhas so that as we're building the energy through the breath, we can have more benefit by engaging these locks. Coming back to center. Let's stand up. So we're going to move through Sun Salutation and Warrior Flow. We're going to move through it gently. So I invite you to stand at the front of the mat and let's go into our loops. So feeling both feet hip width apart, feeling the weight on the front of the foot, the back, equally distributed on both sides. Almost feeling that center of gravity as you move back and forth and just find that center of gravity. Feeling a lift of the arches, however you do that. Engaging the calves in our shin loop. Feel a lift of the knees and engaging the quadriceps and thigh loop. Taking that pelvis and bring it into neutral. You might need to tuck the tail a little bit to the pelvic loop. And then we're going to feel the ribs lift in our kidney loop, back and front, shoulder loop. You're going to feel those shoulders come back, away, feeling the shoulder blades squeeze together slightly, and then drop those shoulders down away from the ears. And then feel that crown loop as you feel the head reaching up towards the heavens. And let's engage our bandhas and let's raise the hands into our mountain. We can even go into a little back bend. Inhaling deeply. And then exhale, folding forward into our forward fold. Sticking out that tailbone, hinging at the hips. And then the last to come down is the head and the heart. And you can come down to blocks. Here you can bend the knees as much as you need. Bring the hands on either side of the front feet. Release and relaxing the head completely. And then inhale, coming up into half forward fold. Hands are resting on the top of the shins. Spine is extending away from the body. And then exhaling back down into a full Uttanasana. And then both hands firmly on the block or the mat. And we're going to take that right leg back behind us. Now you can take it just a step behind. Find your distance of your feet. The feet are parallel because we're going into a lunge. Bend that knee so it's right over the ankle, that front knee. Slight micro bend in the back knee. Thighs are pressing together a little and you're going to come up to the front knee. And then bring the whole body up. Beautiful. If you want to stay in a low lunge, that works too. You can just stay in a low lunge. You can also drop your knee. In a low lunge, you can have the hands down. So find what works for you. And let's engage those bandhas. Bring the hands up and breathe. One more breath. Beautiful. And exhale, hands down into a downward facing dog. You can still use blocks if you like. And you take the front leg back. And we're in our downward facing dog. Feet are still hip width apart. Hands are shoulder width apart. We're going to bring those heels down towards the mat. They may not make it. Tailbone is sticking up towards the sky. And the thighs are coming back. And engage those bodies and let's breathe. And your next inhale, coming into a plank position. You can adjust your foundation. Your foundation is where your body is connected to the earth. You can drop your knees down into a half plank, or you can stay in a full plank. And we're going to move into chaturanga, and that's bending the elbows and bringing the body down nice and slowly. When you get all the way down onto the mat, the elbows are in, releasing those feet so the tops of the feet are resting on the mat. Hands are right under the shoulders, and we're going to press the pelvis into the earth. That's our foundation. That's so the legs are on the earth. And as we inhale, we're going to use our back muscles to lift the head and the heart in a little baby cobra. This is a great back strengthener. If you have back pain or a weak back, doing this every day will solve that pretty quickly. And let's breathe. One more breath. And then let's curl those toes under. You can push yourself into a table. And then bring those hips up, back into your downward facing dog. And let's move into a little walking the dog here. Bringing one heel at a time down to the mat. Opposite knee bends in as you feel a nice stretch on the calves. Keeping the breath flowing, engaging those bandhas. And coming back to neutral. And we're going to lift the head and we're going to lift the heart. And we're going to walk, step, and you can use your hand to help that foot back right between the hands. So you got the right foot in front between the hands. Left foot is back. We're going to move into a lunge on this side. Remember, you can bring your knee down. You can just keep the hands onto the mat here like this. But if you'd like to come up into a full lunge, bend that right knee so it's right over the ankle. Nice little micro bend in the back leg, coming up to the front knee. And then bringing the whole body up, arms extended, engage the bandhas, and let's breathe. One more breath. Beautiful. And on your exhale, bringing the hands down beside the foot and the feet and bringing that back foot to meet the front. Into Uttanasana or fold. Engaging those bandhas and just breathe. Releasing, relaxing the head. You can grab the elbows if you like for a little deeper stretch. Keep the breath flowing in the belly. On the next inhale, coming up halfway, extending that spine out. And on the exhale, releasing down. And the next inhale, lifting the head, lifting the heart. Giant angel wings. You can also bring the arms up close to the body. You just don't want them out here because that creates a lot of tension on the lower back. We move into our Tadasana. Inhaling and coming back to center. And I invite you to face forward. Come up, open into a nice open stance. Feet are facing forward. They might be tilted a little bit to the side. Find what feels comfortable for you. And we're going to take this right foot and we're going to bring it 90 degrees to face the front of the mat. Back foot is going to come about 30 to 40 degrees. And the heel of the front foot is going to go through the arch of the back foot, or the heels are going to be aligned. So the first thing we do in yoga is we always set the foundation, the part of our body that's connected to the earth. When we were in our cobra, that was our pelvis. Now that we're moving into Virabhadrasana 2, it's going to be our feet. So we're going into a warrior flow. So our foundation is not going to change very much except when we move into the Viparita Trikonasana, a revolved triangle. So bring that front knee so it's right over the front ankle. Now it can go a little behind, but try not to let it go forward. It puts some tension on the knees. And then bring those arms out to the side. Your hips are facing me, pelvis is facing me. And without hinging forward, just turn the head to gaze out over those front right fingertips. Engage those bandhas and let's breathe in our Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. One more nice deep breath here. And on your exhale, we're going to drop the back arm to the back leg. We're going to reach that front arm up. And we're going to inhale into Viparita Theravadasana, reversed warrior. Open the heart and engage the bandhas and breathe. Line of energy is from the heart out through the extended fingertips. Next inhale, reaching up a little higher. On your exhale, we're going to swoop that front arm. Now we're going to hinge a little forward. Utthita Parsanasana, side angle. So the front arm is going to very gently, not a lot of weight, just very gently rest on that front thigh of the leg. Back arm is going to come up alongside the body. Line of energies from the back foot along the body, out those extended fingertips. Engage the bandhas and breathe. You're doing great. One more inhale, reaching up. On your exhale, we're going to straighten that front leg. We're moving into Trikonasana, triangle. Have a block, or you can use a book. You're going to bring that right arm down to the block. It's right by the ankle of the front foot. Extending the left arm out. Line of energies from the heart out the extended fingertips. And we're going to engage those bandhas and breathe in our Trikonasana. Next inhale, reaching those fingertips up. And on your exhale, we're going to bring that hand down. So the left hand's on the block now. We're going to take that back foot and bring it 90 degrees like the front. Protect that back as we twist. And so you can either be on the floor or a block here. And we're going to, so the left hand is on the block. You're going to twist away from me, raising the right arm up into a nice revolved triangle. And breathe. Line of energy again is from the heart out the extended fingertips. Inhale, reaching out, exhaling that arm down. Let's bring a hand on either side of the front foot, or if you have blocks, that works. We are going to move into our Parsanasana Pyramid. So you can take the back foot and put it back to 30, 45 degrees, and then hinge down so the stomach, the head is coming down towards the front leg. Engage those bandhas and let's breathe. Beautiful job. And we are going to bring that front knee so it's over the ankle again. Just your foundation so you're comfortable. We're going to move up into Virabhadrasana 1. Remember, you can bend that back knee a little bit, squeezing the thighs together, coming up to the front knee. And then bringing the body up. The first thing we're going to do once we're up is we're going to square those hips. So my left leg's back. I might need to take my left hip a little forward so they're squared. And then I'm going to bring the arms up. You can do a low lunge again. You can have your knee down here, or you can have your hands still down on the mat if you like. Engage the bandhas and breathe. Line of energy is from the solar plexus up and out through the extended fingertips. Next inhale, reaching those hands up. And as you exhale, come forward. Beautiful job. We're going to move into our star. 5 lines of energy. Everything's coming from the solar plexus down both legs and feet, deep into the earth, out of both arms and fingertips, and up and out through our crown. And let's engage those bandhas and breathe in our Utthita Tadasana, 5-pointed star. Beautiful. On your next exhale, bringing the hands down to the hips or the waist, whatever feels better. We're going to adjust that foundation a little bit. So we're going to take those feet so they're pointing out a little wider, maybe even out towards the corners of the mat. And then we're going to bend the knees so they go over the feet. Moving into Utthita Konasana, goddess pose. So find your squat. I know people that like to go way low like that, and I know a lot of people that like to stay up very high. So find what works for you. I like to find something in between. Bringing the arms up, palms facing out towards the world or in towards yourself. Engage those bandhas and breathe. The energy is coming from the heart out the palms. Beautiful. One more breath here. Beautiful. And straightening those legs, bringing the hands back to the hips or the waist. Beautiful job. So proud of you. We're going to move now into wide leg forward fold. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to stick that tailbone out. And then find that hip and hinge at the hip. We're not going to be moving the spine until we get to our edge of this hinge. So hinging down till the back leg muscles say that's probably good, and then allowing the spine to round. And you can either come down to your block or to the floor, whatever feels better for you. And just releasing in this nice forward fold. Engage those bandhas and breathe. Line of energy is just surrender of the heart. See if you can bring your awareness in and notice sensations. I invite you to go to one side or the other. We'll do a little stretch on either side. Keeping the breath flowing in the belly. Those bandhas engaged, especially that Mula bandha here. That pelvic floor. Keep us in going to the other side. Just enjoying the stretch, the movement, the sensations of the body. And coming back to center. And we're going to come up strategically. So we're going to bring the hands back to the waist and we're going to lift the head. Lift the head as high as you can. And then begin to lift the chest and begin to hinge at the hips. You want the head to lead the way. That puts a lot of pressure on your lower back to lift the head up. Beautiful job. So we're going to go to the other side. So let's set that foundation. Front foot, this is the left foot now, is 90 degrees, pointing towards the front of the mat. Back foot is 30 to 45 degrees. Heels are either aligned or the front heel is going through the arch of the back foot. And once you set the foundation, just like if you build a house, can't build anything else on top of it. So we set that foundation. We're going to move into our alignment. So let's take that front knee and align it so it's right over the ankle. Remembering you can always have it a little behind, but try not to have it forward because that puts strain on the knee. Back thigh is going to be engaged. It's going to be in our thigh loop. And we're going into Virabhadrasana 2. So your hips are facing me mostly. Not needing to square any hips, so just facing me. Let's bring those arms out. Back arm is as high as the front, turning the head to gaze out over the front fingertips. Virabhadrasana 2. Engage those bandhas and breathe. The line of energy is from the solar plexus up the core of the body and out the front fingertips. And breathe. And on your next exhale, we're going to drop the back arm to rest on the back leg. Reach that front arm up. Moving into Parita Virabhadrasana. Reversed warrior. And open the chest. Knee can be bent over the ankle. Some people like to straighten the front leg. That's okay. Line of energy is from the heart up and out the extended fingertips. Engage the bandhas and breathe. Next inhale, reaching up that extended fingertips. And on your exhale, we're going to swoop that front arm to very gently rest on the front thigh. Very little weight. It's very just resting here. Back arm comes up alongside the body, feeling that line of energy from the back foot along the side body and out the extended fingertips. Let's engage those bandhas and breathe. Next inhale, reaching into that line of energy. And on your exhale, straightening that front leg, bringing that left arm down towards the mat or your block. Moving into our triangle. Shoulders are stacked. Legs are straight with a nice micro bend. We don't want to lock them. Energies from the heart out the extended fingertips. Let's engage the bandhas and breathe. Next inhale, reaching those fingertips up. Exhaling that right hand down. Bringing the hand onto either side of the front foot to begin with. You can have your blocks here too. Let's take that back leg and adjust it to 90 degrees. So the feet now are parallel like railroad tracks. Right arm is rooted into your block or the mat. You're going to twist away from me and raise the left arm up and be Parita Trikonasana. Engage those bandhas and breathe. Line of energies from the heart out the extended fingertips. Inhaling, reaching up. Exhaling, bringing that hand down. Moving in to our Parsanasana, our pyramid. Bringing the head and the chest in towards that front leg. You can adjust the back foot to 30 or 40 degrees and just rest in this nice pyramid pose. You feel a nice stretch on the back thigh, that front left leg. Doing such a great job. On our next inhale, we're going to bend the knee so it's right over the ankle. And remember, you can do all of this with the knee down to the floor, the back knee. Nice little micro bend in the back knee. Come up to that front thigh. A little bit of a balance coming up. Bring the whole body up. We're moving into Virabhadrasana 1. So we're going to take those hips and we're going to square them. Now my right leg is back, so my right hip needs to come a little forward so those hips are square. Bring that knee back over the ankle. Back thigh is engaged. Engaging those bandhas and bringing the arms up. Beautiful. And let's breathe. Line of energies from the solar plexus out the extended fingertips. Bandhas are engaged. One last breath, reaching up on the inhale. And on the exhale, facing forward. Beautiful job. Let's walk those feet together. Let's take a little break here. Bring the hands to the heart. Bring those feet maybe a little wider than hip width apart so you feel stable. And dive into sensation. Notice what's going on in the body. Might have built up a little heat. I did. Diving into the body. Noticing the inner aliveness. Noticing that dynamic energy field within you. And bringing your attention just to that breath in the belly. And then diving into bringing all your attention in towards your heart center. Allowing your consciousness to become alert and fully present. Noticing the sounds around you with clarity. No thought, no static, just clear, alert awareness. Allow yourself to expand into everything, nothing. Everywhere, nowhere. Silent stillness. Becoming very intimate with your own awareness. Pure awareness. Taking a nice deep breath into the belly, coming back. Let's shake out the arms and the legs. Beautiful job. I'm so proud of you. Such a good job. We're going to move into a tree pose. Let's do a little twisting here. And there may be time for 1 or 2 or 3, 4 things, but we've done so good. So let's bring all the weight into the right standing leg. Imagining we're going into tree. So imagine that right leg is a tree trunk. And imagining those roots going beyond the right foot into the earth and stabilizing your tree. And then very little weight on that left foot. So just taking the weight off the left foot, just kind of maybe keeping it down. Then let's open that left foot and rest the left ankle on the right, just above the right ankle. And then this can be your tree. Your arms up here. But if you'd like to challenge yourself a little more and challenge your balance a little more, you can bring that foot up onto your shin. You can bring it up wherever feels right for you. And then taking those branches up, finding a spot in front of you that's not moving, a drishti, to gauge your attention on as you balance and breathe. One more breath. And releasing down. Beautiful job. Beautiful job. We move over to the other leg. So we're bringing all our weight and all our energy and attention into this left standing leg. Very little weight on the right. Imagining again this left leg is a tree trunk. And seeing those roots growing deep beyond the left foot, stabilizing the whole body. And then taking that right leg and opening it up. The knee is pointing out to the side. And then you can rest that heel of the right leg on the left. And this can be your tree. You're balancing still on that left leg. All the weight is on the left leg. If you want to challenge yourself, you can bring that right foot up. And you can bring it anywhere up on the leg, just not the knee. And finding that drishti and breathe. One more breath. And releasing down. Beautiful job. So proud of you. We're going to clasp those hands behind us and go into our standing yoga mudra. So we're going to hinge down, bring the head down. Arms are up above. The head is lower than the heart. So as we breathe in this standing yoga mudra, our intention is to really honor the heart. And releasing the hands, bringing the hands down to the mat. We onto our knees. Coming into seated position. Beautiful, beautiful job. So proud of you. Let's move into Virabhadrasana. It's kind of a good face right now. Bringing those feet together. We didn't do it in our warm-up, so we might as well do it now. You can begin to flap those butterfly wings, just to loosen up the hips a little bit, and those sensations. And then taking those knees and pressing them down towards the mat. As you elongate and lengthen the spine up towards the sky. And then on your next exhale, hinging forward at the hips. Keeping that spine straight. You'll feel it in the hips, in the thighs. Nice forward fold as you come forward, but we're keeping the spine straight in this. Beautiful job. And inhale coming up. I'm going to move to the side so you can see me better. And we're going to move into a balancing bear. But first thing we're going to do is one leg at a time. So we're going to be balancing back on those sits bones. We're going to go a little further back in a minute and we'll be on that sacrum. But let's first grab the outside of the left leg or one of the legs. Open that up. You can extend it out to the side. Finding your edge here again. And breathe. Just feel that nice sensation as you breathe into the belly. And we're going to bring that back, and we're going to go to the other side. So we're going to hold on to that right foot, and we're going to extend that out to the side, opening that leg up. Feeling the sensation, breathing into the belly. You can engage that Mula Bandha. All the bandhas if you can. And then releasing that foot down. If you'd like to move into a full balancing bear, you can do that. If not, you can just repeat what we just did and do the half. So we're balancing back now onto our sacrum. And we're going to open up both legs at the same time, holding the outside of both feet. Nice open legs, micro bend on the knees. If you need to bend them, that's okay. Find your modification for this. Finding a spot to gaze at as we engage the bandhas and breathe. Your drishti. And releasing down. Beautiful job. A little challenge because it's a balance and everything. So now we're going to move into boat. This is also a bit of a challenging pose. I'm so proud of you. You know you can do it. So we're still balancing back on that sits bones and the sacrum as well, because we're going to be moving back. Spine is going to be straight. So the first thing we're going to do is to move into our half boat. We're going to lift both heels, bring the hands behind the hamstrings and knees here, and the feet are parallel. The shins and calves are parallel to the floor. Spine is straight. Engage those bandhas. Take a nice deep breath here. Now you can either stay here or you can move into a full boat. You're straightening out the legs, coming back onto the sacrum a little more. Spine is straight, arms are out to the side, engaging the bandhas and breathe. One more breath. Coming back into half boat. And bring the feet down. Beautiful job. So proud of you. So we're going to scoot up towards the front of the mat. We're going to move into some spinal rocks. Now, if you don't have a cushy surface, just come gently down onto your back. But if you do have enough cushion, this is a great massage on the spinal muscles and the kidneys. And coming eventually, so you're flat on your back, knees are up, feet are flat on the mat. Beautiful. And we're going to move into a bridge pose. So we're going to move into a half bridge first. So the hands are down on the mat, palms down. We're going to press into the feet and lift those hips halfway. Just taking a couple breaths here as you notice this beautiful sensation. And coming down one vertebrae at a time from the upper thoracic to the lower. One vertebrae at a time. Nice. And then you're going to come down so the lumbar is going to relax, the sacrum and the tail. The next time we're going to come up, we're going to move into a full bridge. If you want to just move into half bridge, that's definitely a modification option for you. We're going to move into a nice back bend, and we're going to bring the arms underneath us. So I'll guide you through pressing into the feet, lifting those hips up, coming into your back bend. You come up onto your shoulders, clasping the hands underneath you, arching the back. Chest is open, knees are hip width apart. Engage the bandhas and breathe. Beautiful. Releasing the hands, releasing the shoulders, coming down one vertebra at a time. And then once you're all the way down, bring those knees into the chest. let's rock back and forth, releasing and relaxing that lower back. And we're going to move into a supine spinal twist. So we're going to take that left leg straight out. Right knee is bent. Right foot's on the floor right now. Come up onto that left side, just an inch like you're turning to sleep on your left side. And then we're going to take the right knee over to the left. Left arm on the right knee to guide it over. And the right arm is extended out 90 degrees, turning the head to gaze out over the right fingertips. And breathe into this nice deep twist. Beautiful job in releasing the knee, coming back to center. And let's switch legs. So the right leg is out straight, left knee is up. We're going to come up onto that right side just a little bit, just an inch or two. And then we're going to take that left knee, bend it, and bring it over to the right. Right hand on the left knee to guide it over. And then the left arm is extended 90 degrees, and you're going to twist your head to gaze out over the left fingertips. And breathe and relax in this nice deep twist. Noticing sensation. One more nice deep breath. And releasing the knee. Coming back to center. And let's bring those knees back into the chest. And rock back and forth. Release and relax. Everything. And then we're going to bring those legs up. Feeling a nice inversion. And flex and extend the feet for more sensation. And if you'd like to come up to a full half shoulder stand. Full half shoulder stand. That sounds like a contradiction. This is our inversion, but if you'd like to challenge yourself more and go into half shoulder stand, you're going to lift those hips up. Bring the hands to the back. Feet right above the head in our half shoulder stand. And breathe. And hinging over into plow. I like to keep those legs parallel to the floor. Protect that lower back. If your feet come down to the floor, that's okay. Bring those knees into the chest. Bring the hands down to the mat and let's roll down nice and smooth. Beautiful job. At our time, we're doing good. Do one more pose and then baby and then some releases. So let's move into fish. So the legs are extended out. We're going to have the hands on the mat, palms down, and we're going to bring one hand under each buttocks. And then we're going to snuggle those elbows into the body. The whole arm is snuggled into the body. Then we're going to press into the elbows and the forearms lift the head and the chest up in our fish and bring the head down. Feel that nice openness in our chest and breathe. One more breath. And pressing into the elbows again, you lift the head and then relaxing back gently on your back. Beautiful. Let's bring those knees up into the chest again. Rocking back and forth. And let's bring those feet so they're facing the sky. And let's take those knees out wide so the knees are aligned more with the armpit than the ribs. Take the hands on the outside of the feet. And gently pressing the knees in towards the armpits. Feeling that nice opening of the hips. Engaging those bonds and breathe into this nice hip opening pose. Baby. Maybe they can stay here. You can start moving in Ananda Balasana, happy baby, kicking around, moving, embodying yourself, just like the babies do, just playing with their body. If there's any other last poses before we move into a couple releases, and then we're going to be moving into an extended Savasana, a Samadhi, deep relaxation. Playing around and having fun in your body. And when you're done releasing the feet, bringing the feet flat on the mat with the knees up, we're going to move into some releases. Perfect. So let's move into our hula. One hip at a time is going to come up towards the armpit. Opposite hip is dropping down towards the heel. Just feeling that swiveling of the hips. Nothing lifts up off the mat. Sacrum is flat on the mat. Feeling that nice swiveling of the hips. Keeping the breath flowing. Fully engaged in the sensations in your body. Staying in the feel so good zone. Giving yourself permission to enjoy sensations. Coming back to neutral. We're going to move into hip pointers. So I'm going to keep that right hip rooted into the mat, the right butt cheek. I'm going to lift the left hip and butt cheek slightly off the mat and point that hip diagonally towards the heavens. And releasing it down. I'm going to go to the other side. Left hip is rooted into the mat. And the right hip is pointing up towards the sky. Gently lifting off the mat. So just going back and forth in your hip pointers. Keeping that breath flowing. You can either relax your bandhas or you can have them. You can still have them gently engaged. These nice, slow, repetitive movements as we warm down and prepare for our long Samadhi Savasana. And coming back to center, we're going to move into some cat-cow. So as we move into cow, you're going to feel the small of the back pressing into the earth. Tailbone's tucked under. As you move into cow, you're going to release that tailbone. It's going to be pointing in towards the earth as the lumbar spine arches up off the earth. Keeping the breath flowing and just moving back and forth into flexion and extension of the spine. Finding your pace. And coming back to center. And let's drop both knees over to one side. So lift the upper leg up and bring it gently over to the other side, allowing the other leg to begin to follow until both legs are stacked over to the other side. And then again, lifting that top knee up, bringing it over, allowing the other knee to follow. Some people like to just do windshield wiper with their knees, or you can do this nice, slow, releasing movement. And coming back to center. Do our last release. Knees are up, feet are flat on the mat, and we're going to walk those feet away from each other. So the knees are going to stay up, and the feet are going to keep going wider and wider until they reach the wide edge of the mat. And then we're going to drop one knee at a time in towards the center. Again, nice, slow, repetitive movements, fully engaged in all the beautiful sensations. It feels so good. You stay in the feel so good with yoga. Keeping the breath flowing in the belly. Couple more times. And then coming back to center. Those knees are up. Let's walk those feet together. And let's bring those knees into the chest for a final little release of the lower back, rocking back and forth a little. And beginning to get into your Samadhi nest. So we're going to be in an extended Savasana. So I invite you to take a little bit more care with yourself. If you need a little cushion underneath your knees, if you need a blanket over you or put a sweatshirt on. Some people like eye pillows. You can do that. Get your body so it's very comfortable and relaxed. So you can rest in this Savasana position very comfortably as we move through Samadhi. And whatever you need for your body so it's comfortable. Some people even like a nice flat pillow under their head. You don't want a heavy pillow. You want to keep the spine as neutral as possible. But I have a very cushy mat here. It's John's old mat. So it's what I use every day. It's his old yoga mat. Very thick and cushy. So getting yourself really comfortable in your Samadhi nest, in your Savasana position. You can relax those feet out a little bit, just to tell your body you're open and relaxed. You can relax the arms out away from the body a little bit, feeling the whole back relaxed on the earth. I'm going to sit up just because sometimes I go real deep. I could fall asleep in Samadhi. I want to stay alert for you. I want you to be resting flat on your back, as comfortable as possible in your body, taking care of yourself. And taking this time now to bring your awareness to the physical body. Feeling where your body's connected to the earth. where your body is supported by the earth. Just acknowledge that support. Holding your body, supporting your physical presence on this earth. And invite your body to sink a little deeper into the earth. Invite your body to become heavier and heavier as you release all that little holding and tension in the muscles. Your body just begins to melt into relaxation. Just melt in. Allowing the body to dive deeper into the earth. Acknowledging all those physical systems of the body. Skeletal systems and bones become heavier, sinking deeper towards the earth. The respiratory system, filling the lungs, filling the entire body with oxygen and releasing the carbon dioxide. All the organs, the digestive system, stomach, the intestines, the liver, the gallbladder. Filling the heart and the endocrine system, the circulatory system. Pumping blood, nutrients, and oxygen throughout the entire body. The endocrine system, all the glands, master glands all throughout your body. Monitoring the body so that everything works in balance. And the nervous system, allowing the brain and the spinal column to completely relax and release. So let it go. Become fully relaxed. And taking a breath into the belly and allowing the prana to fill your body. Honoring all those energetic, subtle body systems as we move into Pratyahara. Notice the energy aliveness, dynamic energy field in, around, and through you. Nursing in that prana. And dive into the Manamaya Kosha, the mental emotional body, especially that emotional body. Let's dive into the emotional being, fully basking in the felt sense of emotions. We're not going to be labeling or titling or describing them. Feel them. See if you can fully feel. Allowing all those emotions to be present and to arise. Honoring them with your self-love, wherever they are. Every breath, realizing that you have this body, you have this prana energy system, you have this emotional body. And those are ever-changing fields. And what is always present and ever-changing is your conscious awareness of it all. And that lives forever. Long before the body, long after the body. Long before the energy and even the emotional feelings. This is pure conscious awareness. Taking a moment to dive into that part of you that is attention, that is aware. And knowing that we have control over this part of us that is attentive. And take this awareness and let's direct that awareness in towards our heart. All our awareness into the heart. And repeating as we focus on this heart center. Repeating to our own heart, I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Knowing this heart is connected to this infinite awareness that we are. The eternal self. Simply love that part of you that is aware, that is always there for you, that knows you more than anyone or anything, that has never abandoned you. Is always there. Sending this heart love and staying fully single focused on sending our heart's love. And you know fully as you send your heart love, it receives that love. You may even begin to feel that dynamic energy field of the heart expand a little as it fills up with love, becomes fuller, and a little more radiant, more alive. Keep filling the heart, your heart, with ever-present love. Repeating, I love you to your heart, to your eternal self, your God self. Loving yourself unconditionally. You know all the challenges you've been through. You know every emotion you've ever felt. You know the courage you have. And allow your consciousness to simply rest in a meditative awareness, releasing the focused attention and becoming extremely alert and still, fully present. Fully aware there is something called existence within you. Conscious awareness. And allow your consciousness to naturally open up into Samadhi. As you rest in full awareness, you're right at the door. And allow the invitation for Samadhi to simply take you. Fill your consciousness. Becoming that silent stillness. Becoming everything, no thing. Everywhere, nowhere. Pure silent stillness. Resting in pure awareness. And bringing yourself back to your heart. Sending that heart love and gratitude. And beginning to take some breaths into the lower belly. Just remain connected to the heart. Begin to bring your awareness back to the body, feeling the body connected to the earth. Not moving yet, just noticing the body's there, supported. Taking some nice deep breaths as you enter back into that Pranamaya Kosha. allowing the mind to stay calm. And beginning to come back into the body as you wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes. Stretch out the arms and legs as you start to come back fully present into your body. Keeping that calm mind, keeping that sense of presence and stillness. And when you're ready, rolling over to one side. And then coming up into a seated position. I'm not sure if we set an intention at the beginning of practice, but let's set one now. Our mind is still and our consciousness is fertile and open to setting affirmations in. So set an intention, positive and present moment intention. Set that into your consciousness now. Taking this moment to scan your body, noticing what's inside, noticing if you're a little more still. Your mind is a little more calm. If you feel a little more spacious inside. Pure, spacious awareness. Taking a deep breath, and we're going to conclude with Pranayama Nadi Shodhanam. This is a beautiful alternate nostril breathing. It activates your nadis, which are your energy systems. And we have our main river, our Sushumna. And then we have the Ida and Pingala. They say there's some in yogic texts say 350 nadis, some say 300, some say 72,000. So I'm not quite sure. This is a subtle body energy. It moves throughout our entire body, flows like rivers of energy through all our organs and keeps us vital and healthy. And if our nadis aren't healthy, sometimes we can feel lethargic, we can feel depressed. There's a lot of different symptoms. So we're going to use this pranayama because this activates the nadis and the whole nadi system. And it's good to have that activated. So we're going to use Vishnu Mudra. The pointer and middle finger can either be extended up and resting on the third eye, or you could curl them in. And what we're going to be doing is using the thumb. I'm using my right hand, so the thumb will be closing off my right nostril, and either the pointer or the little finger can close off the left. And we're going to be alternating. And we switch at the exhale of our breath cycle. So I'm going to guide you through the first few breaths, let you do some on your own. So let's all take a nice deep exhale. Inhale. And then bringing that thumb to close off the right nostril. Exhale out the left. Inhale, same side. Switching, releasing the thumb, bringing the finger to close off the left nostril. And exhaling out the right. Inhaling, same side. And releasing the finger and using the thumb to close off the right, and exhale out the left side. Inhale, same side. And releasing the thumb, using the fingers to close off the left nostril, and exhale out the right. Inhale, same side. And on this exhale, we're going to switch and continue on your own for a few more breaths at your own pace. Couple more breaths. Your next exhale, just releasing the hand mudra, releasing the breath, diving in, closing your eyes as I drum for you a minute and see if a spontaneous chant would like to arise. And we close the practice. I honor the place in you in which the entire universe dwells. I honor the place in you which is of love, light, truth, and peace. When I am in that place in me, and you are in that place in you, we are one. Namaste. Thank you for joining me. I am Grace for Ecstatic Yoga. Please go to EcstaticYoga.Studio and check out our yoga teacher trainings and our yoga retreats. Wishing you a most beautiful and most blessed day. Namaste.